Hi everyone, and welcome to my unboxing video for the Flathead Delraiser collaboration with Self-Edge. So this is my second Flathead jacket. I had their new style double riders jacket, and then sold it for this one because as great as that jacket was, and it's great. I couldn't say anything negative about it. It just ended up not quite fitting right, and was a little lighter in shade and things than I wanted. And for a kind of centerpiece like lifetime jacket, you want it to be perfect. So I sold that to a gentleman in Canada and purchased this one. I really love the Flathead. They have this great combination of mentalities between like the Real McCoys, very kind of traditionalist, old school methods, and sort of more new school designs with the same quality. Like they aren't as beholden as Real McCoys is to kind of that perfect like reproduction mentality. And sometimes they'll do things that are authentic, but that are maybe there have been improvements since then, like polyester core, cotton thread rather than just pure cotton thread, for instance, or slightly more modern cut without looking just kind of like any other jacket you'd find nowadays. So yes, I really love them. Lifelong wear, great idea. I have an attachment to this wear. It kind of shows you their ethos. Another part of the ethos is kodawari. It's a Japanese word that we don't really have a translation for in English, but it basically means pride in a task for its own sake. Kind of that sort of bonsai mentality of like, which fits perfectly with slow fashion and sustainable fashion. But yeah, sort of the that deliberate sort of investment and care, and that every task has worth for its own sake. Anyway, let's pop this open and see what we got. All right, there it is. Yeah, immediately get that great leather smell that you're only really going to get with vegetable tan leather. The real deal, 100%. Yeah, and here we are. So let's just lay that out. It's really soft. Not quite as soft as the new greased leather that Flathead does for their current double riders and single riders, which is amazing, by the way. It's very juicy. It almost feels liquidy. This is a little more a little stiffer, but not nearly as stiff as something like the Real McCoys or Freewheelers. So won't require much break-in. See, it's not too boardy, even for a vegetable tan horsehide. It's also a much darker color. See, that's like really like black on black. And that's one of the reasons I liked it. So it kind of matched my other leather garments. And just, yeah, be that kind of like solid, like deep black. But it's got the T-core. So, let's see, focus. Yeah, so it's got that as the undertone for the leather. And that's eventually going to show through. A lot of modern jackets, like Vanson and Shot, as great as they are, they're kind of going to look basically new forever until they're like actually damaged. Whereas this is going to kind of patina and age in this really kind of graceful way, and kind of bring out little browns and high wear points and things like that. And it's going to really take on this extra character. And that's a lot of what you're paying for. And trust me, you are paying a lot for it. But I think for, a real kind of signature piece, and a lifetime jacket that I hope this will be, you really have to pull out all the stops if you can. We've got our universal zippers, which they're not Talon or Scoville or one of those kind of reproduction zippers, but they're really high quality, and they are going to kind of fade and get a little bit of that tarnished look, which I really like. Yeah, and of course this is classic deep pocket style. No epaulets and no belt loops, so slightly toned down. I really like epaulets personally, but I think with this one, it's going to add the versatility a bit, and also you can kind of dress it up and dress it down. It's not so like, the wild one, like punk rock right off the bat. So yeah, I think it'll kind of age with me more and allow me to kind of dress it up and dress it down. So I don't mind too much. A great thing about this jacket too is that's unique among flathead ones, even among their older stuff, is this. Sorry, I gotta put the phone down for a sec. Is this liner here? This is actually the same material as the Flathead's flannel shirts. It's a primarily very high quality cotton, but it has a little blend of nylon and polyester in there. Usually polycotton blends versus 100% cotton, you'd say, okay, isn't that a sign of being a little cheaper? Sometimes it is, but with the Flathead, they're so deliberate about things. They did that for a reason, and that's to make this a bit more hard-wearing and able to kind of withstand, the test of time and just kind of having it as like daily wear. So it's actually a benefit in this case because it was deliberately thought out. It wasn't just a way to save cost by doing a polycotton blend. It's a specific kind of choice to do that. Also got our interior pocket. This is another way that I think this differs from something like the Real McCoys. And I've had their J-24 before. I owned that. And I liked it. It's a great jacket. It just didn't fit me right, so I sold it. But yeah, this one has an interior pocket, which is great for a smartphone or something like that. That something like the Real McCoys or Freewheelers won't add just because it's not authentic. Like it wasn't there on 50s and 60s jackets, but it's really nice to have. And I'm not trying to kind of like cosplay a mid-century, mid-20th century person, so yeah, I figured it makes sense. Yeah, we have the light contrast stitching. It's slightly contrasted, not nearly as much as their modern things, and I think both look good. But yeah, that's going to be high quality cotton wrapped polyester stitching, and it's just brilliant. I mean, look at that! Like every stitch is just perfect. I mean, even on the tricky areas like that. And you already see the grain in this. I mean, this is freshly unboxed, and it just has beautiful grain, and that's really going to come out. And that's, yeah, again, that's part of what you're paying for with a jacket that's going to develop this character. Is top grain leather that's going to show that. It's going to have that real like kind of take on your essence and kind of your lifestyle and sort of reflect that. Versus something that's yeah, it's just gonna it's gonna look good, it's gonna look new, but it's never really gonna change over time and develop a character of its own. And I think that's a big appeal of leather as a material, is the patina and how it sort of molds to your body and how it reflects your life. And I think that's a lot of the fun. Yeah, it's got these back pockets that are, I mean, they're kind of useless. Like a pillion on a motorcycle could use them to sort of like hug you, but really it's more fun to have their arms around you anyway. And I think they're mostly just an aesthetic thing, and I can't see myself using them for any real reason, other than maybe like, smuggling a flask into a show or something. I didn't say that. Well, anyway, you get the idea. I'll probably do a wear update pretty soon on it once it starts to crease a bit. Yeah, there you go. Shinky horsehide, best in the world. And this is the Flathead Self-Edge collaboration Delraiser. All right, have a great day.